You won't believe it. He's running in the biting cold, like a skinny little matchstick of determination, desperately sprinting through the biting shadows. This boy is running like crazy just to perform an impossible miracle to wake his sleeping mom. It's like he's living in a movie. The boy confidently joins the town's 10K, others in sweaters and shorts. He's like an agent with a tank in mind. The starting gun fires and he rockets out like a firecracker, leaving the town gaping, and oh, this kid's a dark horse. One man shook his head, and halfway through, the kid was exhausted, like a stranded octopus, overtaken by opponents. How could this untrained kid run the whole thing? It's like entering a haunted marathon. This underdog kid, who everyone overlooked, actually pulled off a miracle in the marathon 3 months later. Talk about jaw-dropping. This is a true story. If you haven't fought for life with all your might yet, stick around for this one. This will definitely leave you in tears and change your perspective on life. The boy's name is Ralph, and he's only 14. He's the biggest headache at school. His dad's a casualty of war, while his mom's perpetually in the hospital. The lack of family around has hit him hard. Right in the throes of puberty, Ralph is navigating those awkward changes, and today he's caught peeking into the dressing room at the pool. Suddenly, he goes wild doing unmentionable stuff in the water, and guess what? Everyone saw, so they shut down the pool for 3 days. The principal went berserk, making him run at 6 a.m. and join the cross-country team. This was all to drain his overflowing energy, but Ralph, the newcomer, just found running totally pointless. At this stage, Ralph just couldn't grasp it, and the pool incident spread like wildfire. The entire school mocked him relentlessly. The girl he liked practically bolted from him, rejecting him without a second thought, but hey, he was at least a gentleman. This universally disliked high school troublemaker, however, always held onto that free spirit, with a seed of positivity inside him. Whenever he visited his mom in the hospital, had praised the nurse, giving her major kudos for her customer service skills. No matter how much he suffered in front of teachers, he'd show up to his mom with a bright smile. After he shared his tales, like clockwork, his mom slipped into a coma, and Ralph was left in total panic. He thought perhaps his peeping at the pool was the culprit, so he resorted to all sorts of tricks to wake his mom. The nurse suddenly sparked hope in him, and Ralph was revived, deciding to pull off a miracle to wake his mom. But what exactly is a miracle? One day in class, the teacher randomly mentioned miracles, and Ralph's eyes lit up. He eagerly raised his hand and asked, "How do you create a miracle?" He had a hunch the answer lay within. The teacher casually responded, "Creating a miracle requires faith, purity, and a sense of being. Plus, you've got to believe in things that defy logic," and Ralph jotted it down in a flash. But what does a miracle even look like? So he clumsily began exploring by trying to connect juice to his mom's lips directly. One day during cross-country practice, the teacher joked, 180 days left till the marathon. Ralph was thrilled. He couldn't wait to ask the teacher, "Are we all required to participate?" This caused his eyes to practically sparkle with excitement. The frail boy suddenly appeared to be filled with strength, and during the subsequent PE class, Ralph told a friend he was entering the marathon, but right after, he tumbled off a high spot. Days from the fall, the vision of a Santa-like figure appeared, urging him, "Be brave and run the marathon." This only strengthened his resolve to create his own miracle. Ralph, filled with confidence, burst into the principal's office, declaring that to create miracles he had to win the marathon. However, the principal doused him with cold water, and although Ralph looked defiant, his heart remained resolute. But reality could be brutal. He puffed and panted out after just 1,000 meters of running. Mr. Brooke couldn't bear to watch and urged him to let go of any notion of miracles. But Ralph wouldn't budge, because in his heart, this was his ticket to save his mom. He had his friend bike alongside, convinced that was the key to creating miracles. It was like he was on a cheat code, but he ended up crashing down. His friend had to nudge him. "How do you expect to win a championship like that?" Not to mention the principal was also blocking him. But Ralph emphasized, "This is merely a matter of training time." Every day he'd visit his mom, encouraging her to sniff different scents, like the fragrance of flowers, totally understandable. But then he had her smelling some things I'd rather not mention. It got a bit bizarre. When the girl he liked saw this, she asked what he was doing. Ralph quickly explained, "I heard smell and memory are connected. So maybe this will help Mom remember the world," and she even gifted him a book, Coming the Metaphorical Big River. However, sometimes good intentions can lead to trouble. Ralph was clueless about marathons, and that book was like his life raft. Then he stumbled upon a photo of Mr. Burt in that book. Guess what? He had once been a pro marathon runner. So he eagerly sought advice from Mr. Burt, ready to learn how to become a marathon champion. This journey is thrilling. Stay tuned for more. Subscribe for exciting content.